Okay, so that's how we're going to prepare, and then we're going to maintain good collaboration. We're going to either set firm timeline for completion for them, or we're going to ask them for a timeline. Because if we don't, they're going to procrastinate. It's just human nature. We're going to ask for status updates, and so that we know where they are, and so they don't get too lost before we can get them back on track. And we're going to stay involved with the group. We don't have to hesitate to intervene. If they're off track, it's just like when you're walking by in a classroom and you hear them talking about something that's just really off track. No problem with kind of stepping in and saying, guys, y'all are doing a great job, but let me just, just provide you a little more guidance on this or that issue. Can you still hear us, Nicole? Not sure why we're having some issues today. It may be the snow coming in. I think apparently WMV is dreading it as well. Now with Web 2.0, collaboration online can be different than it has been in the past online. In the past, it's all been text. But now we can do it synchronously with some of the tools we're going to talk about. You can have one document, one product that all members can proof, edit, and add to, so you don't have multiple versions of the document out there, and nobody's sure which one is actually the final version. You can do it inside of Blackboard or outside, and we'll talk about the ways to do that. You can actually, we're going to look at Google Apps and some of the wiki options where students can edit real time. And so if they are in a WMBA room and they are looking at if they're speaking to each other and they're looking at the Google Docs or at the wiki, they can actually see the changes being made, say, oh, that's good, oh, I don't like that. They can make a change. Somebody else can make a change, and it's all happening real time in front of them. Julie, do you have a question? I see that Julie's hand is raised. Julie, perhaps you could, oh, okay, thank you. I'm glad you're still there. Thank you very much. And then the voice and video capabilities. So again, they could be on WMBA, they could see each other, talk to each other, or they could be on Skype. They could be using audio chat. They could actually be on WMBA Pronto. So there's any number of ways to do this so that they're not spending money, they don't have to travel across country, but they can speak about these things and sort of take advantage of that synthesis that happens as we discuss with each other. Okay, so the tools we're going to look at, we're going to look at Google Docs, we're going to look at SharePoint, we're going to look at wiki spaces that are public, we're going to look at the Blackboard wiki, we'll look at the Blogspot, which is a public blog, and then we'll look at Blackboard blog. So we're going to look at several different tools. And we're not going to go in depth into how to, but I'm just going to show you a few little things. And definitely, if you want further workshops or professional development about this, I'll give you the contact names of the people, and we can set that sort of thing up. Okay, Google Docs. Has anybody used Google Docs?
Yesterday was the time. But it was just to access conference. There's a conference I'm going to, and all the papers are on Google Docs, so I didn't have a lot of interaction with that. I was just kind of downloading the papers.
I see, yeah.
That was my first look at it.
Very good.
It's a little overwhelming.
It's a nice tool. It's powerful. With Google Docs, you can create or upload files, and then you can share them with other people, and it's really just that simple. Create or upload, share. And so because it can hold a lot of documents, it can seem overwhelming. You can share files with each other. Yes, Melissa?
I didn't say anything.
Okay. I'm sorry. Okay. You can share files, and you can edit the files real time, like I was talking about. They can see it. They can all edit it at the same time.
Do you have to have an account number with Google?
You have to have a username and a password, but that's free. That's free to get. And so that's exactly, when you enter Google Docs, you can either enter if you have a Gmail address, you can use your Gmail address there, or you just create a new account, which is what I did, and then enter your username and password, or get started right here and sign up, and it's free.
One question I do have. How do you get to Google Docs? Is this through Blackboard?
It actually is not, although you could put a link to it in Blackboard that would direct them to Google Docs. So it's actually docs.google.com. And I think that's in your handout, I hope.
You can Google.
You can Google Google Docs. You certainly can Google Google Docs. Once you've entered Google Docs, and this is what's so nice, your students don't all have to have Microsoft Word. They don't all have to have PowerPoint or Excel, because they can actually create their document right here. So if you don't want to require your students to have a standard word processing software package, then you can actually let them use this, and it's free of charge. They're all in the same format, and when they send it to you, it's going to be that nice .doc file rather than a WordPerfect or something else that you have to then convert, or they have to convert so that you can look at it. So I wanted to actually take you for a minute to Google Docs just to show you a little bit more. Of what you can do there. So, and you certainly can join me if you'd like to.
Where did you get the password?
You actually set up your own password when you sign up. Okay, and then I'm going to begin sharing. Okay. And you should be able to see that we're at the Google Docs home. So I'm going to show you, I just signed up for an account. I set my own username, my own password. If somebody shares something with me, it sends me an email, actually to my UMKC email address, because that's the one I used when I signed up. So you can go to share. Oh, I'm sorry, we're going to create a new document. So we could create a new document, a new PowerPoint presentation. Your students could do this synchronously. Okay, now the bad thing about PowerPoint is you can't put any backgrounds in there. You have to upload them. But you could upload your own PowerPoint presentation. So we'll just go back here. Create a new spreadsheet using Excel, or a form that you can use to collect data, or that your students could use to collect data. Now, once you have actually created some documents and you want to share them, all you have to do is click share, and let's see. You can invite people, and you do that by just putting in their email address. So you get a box, and you just put in their email address, and it sends the invitation to them. You can just share it by getting a link so that they don't have to log in. So if they don't have an account, you can give them the link. They can still edit. And so it's actually, those are the two things, the only two things you have to know, that you can upload, create, or you can share.